This is Off Color Discussions. I'm your host, Joe B. Sit with me always and forever.
Sup?
It's my man, Billy C. This episode's brought to you by Smoke Proper. Go to smokeproper.com. Get yourself a t-shirt, sweatshirt. I saw they have nice tank tops out now for the ladies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and use
you gonna
OCD.
pick one up?
For the wife, yeah.
Oh.
I know.
No, you seemed excited.
Belly sticks out way too far.
Oh, okay.
I can't be wearing tank tops. All this beer. Use OCD at time of checkout. Save yourself 10%. We're also brought to you by Iconic Construction. Call up Mike. Email him. Springtime's coming. Lots of projects to do. Siding, roofing.
All kinds of stuff.
Interior, exterior.
Jack of all trades.
Hell yeah. He can get it all done. Decks. February is over, but let him know that you heard about it on the podcast, and he might be able to do something a little extra for you
Before you blow through that tax return.
Yeah, they do go quick. This episode's also brought to you by our friends at the beer store. Mark hooked up Billy with this beautifully canned IPA called
Very like John Lennon-esque looking. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds kind of thing.
This one almost reminds me of like
Do you have a different can than I do?
Yeah, they're all different.
Yeah. Oh, they are all different. Oh, see.
Oh, that is cool.
You know what I'm talking?
Oh yeah, we're way different now. You're good.
It's like gone.
Get out of here.
I didn't realize they were all different. That's cool.
So we're sitting with our logo maker, branding designer, master artist. I was almost like being somebody that drew or sketched and then looking at like what an artist is like. It's leaps and bounds, levels, my friend. Like I appreciate the work. Like I appreciate that. It's very impressive. We're speaking with Jonathan Golden. He designed our new logo that you will can see. It's the gray with the microphones and everything that we feel represents what we are about, what we talk about. Whoever can get all of them right.
Everything that's in it?
Everything that's in it. What should we do for him? Buy you a beer.
Send him a gift card to the beer store.
Yeah, how many things are in there?
I don't
really count. There's a few.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't even think I've figured them all out. Like I can get most of them, but there's a couple little pieces that I'm still trying to figure out.
That's perfect. I love the discovery aspect of like the presentation, the reveal to the client. It's always the best. The reactions, just them looking into it, because I do tend to like to hide details.
Yeah,
subtleties.
My favorite part is front and center, that old school microphone, headphones on it, looks good.
Yeah.
Love it.
That was sometimes I go and I look at like photo references or whatever, but that was just, I had a pretty clear image in my head of the old mic or a representation of it, and just went with it. So
nice.
100%.
Yeah, I feel a little slow because today, I think it was either today or last night, I was trying to figure out what on the right side, there's like that long shaft, I don't want to say this, the shaft looking thing, and I didn't quite realize until I saw it today where the coloring was underneath that it was a tap.
Yeah.
And I didn't recognize it before. I'm like, oh, that's what that is. Okay. I see the game controller, and then I'm still
tell them all of it, bro.
There's at least 5 more things in there.
Yeah, those are just the clear ones.
Yeah, those are the ones that stand out. I'm colorblind, man. It's hard for me to get past that stuff.
No, it was fun. It was fun to work on. The representations that Joe gave me in the beginning put a fairly clear picture in my head. But there's always the devil in the details. So sketching, playing it around, moving the pen, and working it out.
Now, are you a strictly like pencil, paper, like touch and feeling, or do you like to do Surface Pro style? Like,
oh man, I am.
Do you ever deal with that kind of stuff? I saw some of your work in the books you dropped by, that you have some architectural stuff, some landscape stuff.
Yeah.
I would assume that you do a lot of that.
It's how it began.
on a tablet kind of thing, or
No,
just
I'll
hand drawing?
pencil on paper.
Oh, nice.
That's my
Your preferred method?
yeah. That's definitely my preferred method. But I have a Wacom tablet.
Okay.
I've never used it. I have a
Never?
Corel Painter and an unopened package. I don't have a computer. I used to have a computer, but that left with someone else. But yeah, so I've never used it. I want to.
Oh, that's
I screw around on touchpads or phones for like playing around with photo editing and stuff like that all the time. That's actually how I did the concept for the burned ships painting. It was all on my phone on an app called Pixlr.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it was photo editing, mixing, just overlays of photos on other photos.
Oh, no shit.
And just it was a ton of that. I spent so many hours creating that what is it, 2x3 image, just as a concept. Like, here, Carl, what do you think about this? There's a lot of hours in that, but I was usually sitting there doing it. So inspiration was.
Yeah, that's a beautiful piece too. Yeah, if you ever go down to Abel Ebenezer in Merrimack, if you're ever there and you see the burn of the ships, that's this gentleman right here.
It's kind of fun too. Is you think about it, the concept artwork was done on a phone digitally, and it was like traditionally painted, right? Brush and paint on canvas. Kind of a reverse.
Yeah, usually you're trying to digitalize everything now, taking pictures from something and scanning it. Like we have a print upstairs of Bob Marley, and it looks like it was painted. I'm sure at one time it was, but it's definitely just like a vinyl printout that they put on a canvas thing. It's like,
sure, yeah.
I guess it works.
I've even used large format plotters to plot images out on rolls of canvas, like prepped canvas meant for like inkjet plotters, and that comes out awesome. It's fun.
Man of many talents, sir. Like I feel like it's like looking at my kids' drawings to what I do.
Why don't you get that over to him? I'll tell you. I hit my
kids stuff to that, and I'm like, damn, man. If only I would have applied myself.
I think I hit my peak
cool.
of my artistic talents when I hit about 8 or 9 years old. I drew a poster of Mario, the Mario 3 Mario with the raccoon tail, and it was decent. It looked like Mario with a raccoon tail, and I was like, you know what? I'm tapping out. I'm done. No more drawing for me.
I was doodling like you wouldn't believe through school. My notebooks, doodles all over them. Probably more doodles than notes, right?
Yeah.
I was a bad student. I really wasn't great, but I didn't know that I wanted to draw at that point. I was just unfocused and scatterbrained. But this is cool. I've got these ElfQuest magazines now, comic books, I guess.
Yeah, probably like anime stuff.
It's sort of. It's like 80s, in the original.
You should probably look and check on us then.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah,
might be worth
I've got like 4 or 5 boxes of them, like 5 boxes.
Wow,
and they're all
that's
stacked
crazy.
in there.
Yeah.
I should bring them by. You look at them because this reminds me of that.
Yeah, that was like I used to draw just looking at stuff,
Nice.
just different pictures, and then when I discovered like Dragon Ball Z, probably when I was like 10 or 11, this girl had a manga graphic novel, and I borrowed it from her, and I was just fascinated with like just that drawing style, so I'd mimic it, but never like.
Your characters are cool. That's one thing that I don't like doing is people.
He perfects them on his calendar at work. His giant desk calendar.
Yeah,
I've
I've
seen
done
that
that a
thing.
couple of times, and then changed it for a new month. I get bored if I have to make a phone call. Just start sketching out like, yeah, webinars. I don't want to pay attention to this.
I hate webinars. Yeah, you do.
That's about it. I think
I
that's
haven't
where
even
it
seen
ends
half
after.
of this stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen a lot of the stuff you
there
did
might be
before.
one more after, but then I think I stopped, and then I was like, all right, I'm done.
This is
fucking-
the end. It ends with the
That was the finale.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm a
No more
ninja.
after that.
Fighter Ninja.
Yeah,
What was that game that I'm thinking of?
Ninja Gaiden?
No.
Shinobi or
Shinobi?
Much more mainstream. Damn it.
You'd think I'd know, but
Street Fighter.
Oh, there you go.
Street Fighter. The general style. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
yeah. I mean, it's part of all them games are animes. They actually made animes of them.
Of
like
the
Street Fighters and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. They're
I mean,
badass.
I know they made a short-lived cartoon in the late '80s, but
Yeah, no,
early
they
90s.
have like new updated like animes
Really?
and stuff. Yeah.
I'm disappointed. Are you a fan of anime cartoons? Like, do you watch them or?
I haven't in a long time. I thoroughly enjoy the artwork of it all.
Yeah.
But some of them are just like, the senseless gore. But the artwork is amazing. So,
Yeah,
but
there's like Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say I've
there's
just
better
been
ones.
getting into more and more of them over the last couple of years, like watching more and more of the deeper stuff. Like I used to watch all the cartoons when I was a kid, which I'm so disappointed now. Have you seen the new Voltron that they put out on Netflix?
No, I refuse
all-
to watch it.
It's crap.
I refuse to watch
It's all computer animated stuff. Like it's no longer hand drawn.
it. The toy.
Yeah, he was so cool.
Oh,
Voltron.
yeah.
Fucking love
Yeah.
Voltron.
Yeah, the original shit was dope. They should bring back like Silverhawks and stuff like that, where they had lessons at the end, and that's how you learn stuff. Excuse
Like
me.
Captain Planet kind of lessons.
Well,
or
no.
what?
Well, even like G.I. Joe. It's considered an anime, but at least there was like some stupid lesson at the end, like don't be mean to this guy. You know what I mean? Like that's how we grew up.
Yeah.
That's how you learned a lot of shit. Was your Saturday morning cartoons? They don't have that now.
No.
Now cartoons are like stupid.
That's how I learned how Bills came in.
But it's not. There's no real like point to it.
I learned my lessons through the Looney Tunes, through classical music,
There you
and
go.
don't
Yeah.
kick the dog in the ass, he will bite you, and don't run into the rock wall, and don't play with fireworks,
Yeah, see, life experience.
and watch out for the rooster.
Yeah.
He'll kick your ass.
Never mess with a giant cock. Just
I got attacked by a rooster as a kid, actually.
Really?
It was in my sandbox, yeah. It was a big tractor tire filled with sand. We had all my matchbox in there, and this rooster was in there, and I don't know, I was probably 7 or younger, and the fucker he just launched at me and grabbed my chest with his claws. He flew
Damn.
up and, yeah, came at me. I was like, yeah.
I
My
just
brother got
learned that.
pecked. Go
What?
on, you
I
go
was gonna
first.
say I just learned that roosters are vicious animals. Like they're not. They won't attack you normally unless they feel threatened. Like they're more of a retaliatory.
Oh, I know all about it.
dating
Yeah,
kinda
yeah. They like
animal.
to retaliate. Yeah,
Yeah.
when you're a prick to them. So my great uncle, when he was alive in Nevada, we lived with him for a while when we first moved out there, and he owned a ranch. He had chickens and roosters and horses. And my brother and
horses.
I, fuck horses.
Fuck
My brother and
horses.
I antagonized the
literally.
rooster until like they would chase after us and peck us and give us shit. But it's also why I don't like horses, because he took us for a ride and the thing just reared up and like squeezed the nuts, freaked me out. I'm like, no, fuck horses, man. I don't see a point for you. Like,
Yeah.
there's just no need. I was a young kid. I'm all set. I don't fuck horses.
I don't trust something that
They're
wants
outdated.
to be wild.
Yeah, they're outdated.
They
I
are.
used to not like coming across them in Horse Hill here in town, riding my mountain bike, because you have to, you gotta let them know you're coming. If you're coming up from behind,
Yeah.
you don't want to catch a hoof, right?
No.
So that was always a nervous thing, because they're like, whale eyeing you as you ride by. It's like, all right, that's cool, easy. Yeah.
They
Don't
freak
touch
me
me.
out,
They're a
man.
big animal. I don't want it.
But we used to catch lizards out there too.
Yeah.
Like leopard lizards, you'd let them bite you on the finger, and then you just pick them up. But then you can just squeeze their jaw, and that's how you'd release them. But it's dumb. I love living out there. We should go. It's fun.
Where is
It's
this?
closer to people, Nevada.
It's closer to people.
Your people.
Oh, my people.
Yeah.
Italians?
Yes.
No, there's not a lot of them out there.
Italians?
No, in Nevada.
Oh.
Well, Italians too, but you're referring to Mexicans.
There.
See?
There.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A lot of them?
You speaking? I don't know. Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah, my friend Salvador.
You
was
live
down
there. How would you imagine it?
Oh,
You live there. You should have seen them if they were there.
that's true.
Geography
Actually-
kind of makes it lean one way.
Yeah, no, I hung out with a bunch. It was like a kid from each. Like I knew a couple Native Americans that were out there.
See,
This kid
that's what I
Hector
would think. That
in
would-
Salvador down the street. I got Asian people across the street. Like it's very like a weird neighborhood in Carson City. Right across from it was like a BAE, I think, and then a field which I lit on fire in winter. Yeah, I got in trouble for that already. I can't get in trouble again.
You had
So-
to double check on that one?
Yeah, they found the lighter. That was obviously my dad's lighter.
With your fingerprints.
They didn't
And
need
his
that.
initials.
It was in a like a silver case, or not really silver,
Like
but
a
like a
Zippo
light.
case?
No, not like a. It was like a Bic lighter and like a lighter case that was
Ah.
like like a silver with a
Personalized with an engraving.
yeah. It had
Property of.
well, I had like a turquoise
Phone number,
had a
address.
turquoise stone on it.
If lost,
So it was
call.
obvious. You know,
If you used to burn down a field.
try to blame it on some imaginary kids, and then I found
They
this.
were real to
That's
you.
mine. Damn it, I'm out of here. But no, it was a good time. It was cool. It was a different time back then. We used to have rock wars, like just chuck
Yeah.
rocks at kids. You know what I mean? In
played
the
with
field,
fucking
like we're
jarts.
just throwing up. Yeah, just throwing up rocks. Now it's like a whole different ball game. It's just the same but different. You just got to learn how to operate in the system.
We used to throw unopened pine cones at each other, real spiky ones. Those are pretty much like a rock.
Oh, there you go.
Not only does it hurt, but it probably leaves sap on you. So that's like a double whammy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm out
Sticky.
at that point. I'd rather get pegged with a rock than be sticky. I'm serious.
You're
That
from
might
upstate
get
New
cut
York?
for the clips.
Upstate New York,
We'll call it Western New York.
Western New York.
Yeah,
I guess
upstate
it's-
to some
it's-
people means different things.
He doesn't want to be associated with those Buffalo people.
No. You know, like anything besides New York City is essentially upstate, according to them. But
Yeah.
really, I see it as like Syracuse north, right? So I mean, New York's a big state, borders Canada, but
Oh yeah, but like New York, I think is more upstate. Yeah, I guess like Syracuse,
Where'd
Buffalo.
you say, Jay?
J. It's like up near the border. If you go through Vermont,
Mhm.
you used to take a ferry over,
Yep.
and then you take
Lake
whatever
Champlain.
road. Yeah.
So it's probably somewhere near Plattsburgh or north of
Yep.
Plattsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got family out there actually.
Yeah. I used to travel for work, driving deliveries, and I would go all over New England.
It's been a long time since I took that ferry across Lake Champlain.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's been a while. It was before I moved to Pennsylvania. But yeah, that was probably the best part of that job, was doing that.
Driving around delivering shit.
Yeah. And then I fucked it up. That's right. Rebound.
Live and learn.
Led you to something else.
That's true. Too many things. Too busy.
Yeah.
How did you get the Kettlehead? Oh, thumbtack, right?
Yeah, I thought
Oh, you just jumped right into that, huh?
I like it. I thought it was the cool thing, one, because I know you, and then going in and seeing it's like, shit, man, that dude's my friend. Like, damn.
It
Like,
was-
it's
Now, you
an
did everything
impressive
for
thing
them?
to see.
Like everything they got there, like all the branding they have there is you did all of it, or
no.
is it like a
No,
collaborative thing?
they've got some. They may have another artist, or one of the owners himself is actually seems to be pretty talented. With he created an image, which was the catalyst for what you see, but they wanted it kind of in a different form. So I worked a bunch of options, and yeah, I believe I did get it through thumbtack.com. I think they reached out in that way, threw a quote down, I think, and it just happened pretty quick, actually, in terms of just getting the commission and then starting on the concept artwork. I went through a bunch of sketches of this Kettlehead character, some more in like a head to toe kind of format.
Is that the one that they used on the wall? There is a guy on the wall like, pouring.
Yeah, it's a version. I did a couple. There was another one where essentially he's it's like brewing beers as science, right? So you have this Kettlehead character, and he had full lab coat on. He had his beakers, his Bunsen burner, and some other like scientific looking glassware. And it was pretty cool. It was fun. It was really fun. He's wearing those scientific
Goggles.
you wear in like high school science class. You
Yeah.
know.
Chem class.
Yeah, it was great. That was a really fun class.
I failed.
And then it just kind of, I think they were looking for more of the bold, like that, the vector kind of bold identifier, and not so much a detailed character, because it's hard to convey if you put that character next to, say, their name, the Kettlehead Brewing Company, whatever. He's going to be really small, so proportionally, it wasn't going to work well. He's vertical, the text is horizontal. There was issues in that way, so it became something that they can use potentially in their labels or in a different way, like El Dorado Falcon. It's that. Well, it's a different character, but it could be used in that way, where for another beer, another brew, maybe it gets tweaked. So
Yeah, that's sweet.
That's there, but yeah, he got refined a little bit, to find him in that square, and
I know they were out of stickers. When I went, there was only one more left, so I took that one, and then the bar name to throw on the fridge.
nice. Yeah, I don't think I even got a sticker. I think they were out of stickers when I went. They were out of shirts.
Bastards.
They didn't even like reserve a sticker for you. That's messed up.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually referred. There was a deal going on online. Sticker bot, maybe. Just a really top-notch like sticker manufacturer, right? You can send them all the designs. They can do anything. And they were having a deal of buy 500, get 500 free. That's a pretty big deal,
Yeah.
right? That's a lot of stickers. And you think about that, you pay for 500, you sell it for maybe $1 more. You just doubled your potential, if not more, your potential profit from that. And I know it's just stickers and it's not much in the grand scheme, but
Right.
everything helps, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they took
Definitely
advantage
excited
of
to
it,
get
but-
some made.
We got I'm one of those people who hates putting stickers on my car, like bumper stickers, anything like that. Maybe magnet ones, whatever. But I got an Able sticker, one of their smaller ones, right in the back corner of my wife's car.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good, but
Does look good.
anything bigger than that's too much. But
I do it on the windows. That's about it.
yeah, that's as far as I'll go.
Yeah.
Not on the paint job.
Mine will stay in my rear window because I can't see it, and on glass you can just razor blade it off if you need to.
Yeah, I know my wife after a marathon, she got a sticker. It was like she's done all the K's, the half, and the
Those
the
are
full,
the worst.
and she wanted to put it on the car. I'm like, you're not putting it on the fucking car.
We
She's
get
like-
it. You did a
she's
marathon. You don't have to put a
Well,
damn
like-
sticker on
Like
the
you're
car.
not, you're not
Sorry,
putting,
bro.
you're not gonna put it on the car.
It's like the people who
Put it on the window.
voted for
Put it
Bush
on the window.
Cheney. Like,
Yeah.
you still see that
Oh,
sticker.
right.
Oh yeah, you still see the.
That's funny
the
you say
change.
that. That's funny you say that because I saw a Dukakis sticker the other day.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Lenny knows you that. A Michael Dukakis for president
That's
sticker on a car the other day, man. It's like an '89
that-
Corolla.
That has to add to the value of the car.
Oh,
I'm
it's
sorry.
got to. It's historical
yeah.
right there.
It's a time capsule.
Yeah, if I can get a sticker from, do they have them there?
Yeah, yeah, that's where I got
That's
it.
the next one going on the opposite side of the window.
Nice.
The
Yeah.
wife should be all right with that.
Yeah, I'm psyched about that. I really was. That was one of my favorite commissions.
That is gorgeous
It's one
artwork.
of the most rewarding for me. Just seeing it up on the wall, on the table, and the cups, the
pretty.
coasters. Yeah, it was really cool. Really
They're
cool.
they're gaining
I'm
a lot of steam
envious.
right now.
Yeah. Well, everything I've had there is good. So it's hard to fault them for that. They're definitely busy though. I mean, the only time that I can really go is on Saturdays, and I'm pretty sure Saturdays are bombing
Dude,
up there.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
This seems to be a fairly new thing right now, with like can art and stuff like that. Are companies just trying to rebrand and stand out, or
you know what?
Is this-
I think that's part of it, but I think cans themselves have made a comeback from what I understand.
Yeah, it's kind of what we were talking about, which with the guys from Long Blue Cat was how canning even like has taken over craft brew as far as like the growlers and the crawlers. They went down to like 16s to some people have 12s.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
you can't, in my opinion, you can't do can art the same way on a 12-ounce can as you can on a 16-ounce can. I just
I don't know.
I
Like
don't think it
thought
translates as well.
Hennikers, they were a 12 ounce, and their smaller ones look good. Like their older ones, I mean, they're new style now. Like they're just a clean, simple look. I like that also. But as far as like their artwork on their original cans, they did it probably better
like
than any ones I've saw.
Something like that sitting on a 12-ounce can wouldn't look too bad. Something like this wouldn't look good on a 12-ounce can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
No,
saying? Like
yeah,
there's too
yeah.
much to it. But I've gotten to a point when I'm looking for something at a store, a specialty store. I find myself looking for something that stands out more often than what I'm actually looking for.
Right.
Like I go in wanting, okay, I want to get an IPA, something not too heavy, but something with a lot of flavor. But then I end up looking for something with the coolest can
Yeah,
art on it.
you got that curb appeal. You've got that eye candy that draws you in, and it's good for that company because they know that. In the end, if you haven't had any of those, say there's 6 beers and 4 of them have like cool artwork on them, you're gonna pick the one that
Just collect the cans.
the maybe the general attitude that it gives you, or the style of it.
Yeah.
Maybe it conveys. If it's like a Viking, it's more earthy or whatever. Maybe you like that. Or if it's like this, maybe it seems like it's gonna be more floral. Maybe little indicators like that. Sometimes it's just totally random. Like you're right, I do that too. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. I'll try that. Why
That
not?
actually kept me from buying their beer for
Because you were
a few
afraid
times.
you can't handle the Viking.
No, not the Viking. The Stone Brewing.
Oh, the
with the
arrogant
giant
bastard.
devil that's on it. Because the
Oh,
first one
yeah.
I had seen was the Arrogant Bastard,
Yeah.
and I think that's probably their most detailed bottle or artwork that they have.
Runation's pretty. No, I was looking at the Runation, but yeah, maybe the arrogant
Yeah,
bastard.
that one's pretty detailed too. But the original Arrogant Bastard bottle I had seen was just the whole pretty much front of the bottle was this giant detailed like
Demon head.
demon.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa, demon beer? I don't know. I don't know if I want to try that, but everything.
I don't know if I can handle.
There's
the
only
demon
one
beer.
that I've had from Stone that I didn't like at
Which one?
all. I don't remember the name of it. It was before we started the show.
How dare you, sir?
It was. I mean, it.
I've had some odd ones from Stone. They do some specialties that you find at maybe like Bert's Better Beers or
Yeah.
even the beer store here.
Yeah, I found some adventure one at Barley and Hops in Milford that was really good. They're actually Stone is teaming up with some bands. I forget who Chris said, and doing like a music beer fest in May 19th. Don't quote me on the date.
Day before my birthday.
But yeah, I think VIP. He said
me
was like
VIP
$100 a
tickets?
ticket. Bitch,
It's
you ain't
buy,
fucking me. Why am I buying you tickets?
buy me tickets. You might have a shot.
Shout out to
maybe.
Andrew Turner. That's the guy that drew this can. It's called Stroke on the Trent. He's from
Is that a happy ending or
Staffordshire,
what?
UK. That's weird. It reminds me of like that "We'll All Float On" video. And we'll all float on again. Right?
Where's he?
See what?
Oh, sorry. If you look,
artist. Here we go.
yeah, there should be like an artist.
David Broadbent, Brighton, United Kingdom.
There you go. All UK, huh? You're right.
Daria Peck.
Fuck Daria. Just
I-
kidding.
I
She's
knew a
pretty
girl.
cool.
Her last name was Peck. She's from New Jersey.
It almost looks like if you flip the can over, it's like a reversed image almost.
I could see that.
You
yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kinda. Except for the
Oh,
hands.
kind of like
It's either the
what
hands
side
or-
do you see? Is this the witch's face or the young lady?
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
like the way the eyes are drawn, and then this could be a beard instead of the hair, and hands on the head. It's I don't know.
It looks like she's going down on something.
What makes you think it's a she? Because it looks like it's going down on something.
No, because it's got long hair. It was more feminine. I
This
don't
is Transcanter.
Yeah.
know.
Maybe this can identifies as neutral. I'm about to open a can of worms. He
You better-
hates
you
this topic. So what else you got?
You know what?
going
You know
on?
what I thought about it though. What if transgender people are just people that were reincarnated but picked the wrong body?
Now, when you're reincarnated, do you get to pick the body?
I don't know.
Like
I haven't been reincarnated, or if I have, I don't remember, and I obviously picked the right body.
Like they thought they were getting a Justine and they really got a Justin?
Yeah,
No?
yeah,
Is
yeah.
that,
But
is that how that works?
Yeah, I don't mind if you're transgender. It is what it is. I think there are some things that we need to seriously look at, such as giving kids hormones. I don't agree with that shit.
No.
I also don't agree with like the girl that's transitioning to a boy that got to wrestle girls
One
because
stage
she's
voice.
still technically a girl. Yeah, I don't.
Right.
I think that's fucked up. Like
Yeah.
it's, but I'm not dealing with it. So to me, it's fucked up. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't agree with it. I don't think you should be able to take testosterone and fight girls and win. If he's a boy, fucking let him be a fucking boy. I don't give a
Yeah, if
shit.
he-
Like girls can wrestle boys more than I agree with like boys wrestling girls. Like it's just a different thing as far as like
If you're in the
God
moving
damn
in the
it.
direction of you want to be referred to or known as a male, you've already started that process, you should not be wrestling females.
Yeah,
Step out.
but they're allowed to wrestle, and it's not his fault. It's the school's fault for not allowing it.
Yeah,
Or whatever the tournament is. Yeah,
Wow, that got
it's just
real deep. Things can go off the rails real quick here, so
Hey,
it's just a conversation.
It is a conversation.
But I'm still, just like I said, very impressed with the art. It just my brother-in-law draws very well. I'll have to give you his Instagram and you can check out some of his shit.
Yeah.
Or it's more like people. He does a lot. He's a former Army Ranger, so he's done a lot of like war type work. He's big, like old school Conan style almost.
Oh, yeah.
Like he does it.
That's big, bold.
That's
Like,
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but just simple details, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Like it's very detailed, but just almost simply done. Like I don't know.
Maybe like more inferring things than actually drawing them out. I mean, there's ways to do that.
Yeah.
Depending on what the subject matter is, anyway.
But he's all pens and stuff like that. It's just it's impressive work, and it's just one of those things where this life is levels, man. There's levels to life. You're either here, or here. If you want to be up there, you better fucking work at it and get there. Nobody says you can't get there, but you got to work at it. You can't just you're not just there. And
Yeah,
like
the artwork, I mean, you have to like continually work on it, depending on what you're trying to do or whatever media you're trying to work in. You have to continually work on it and continue to practice and try different things. I look at videos from this Korean guy. He's unbelievable artist, and he uses no reference. He just moves that pen. He stands there and he draws whatever he wants to draw, and it looks right and cool. And it's just, his name's like Kim Jungis, I think. I may not be saying that right, but I mean, he'll stand there for hours and he'll draw this perspective of these people, detailed wartime, like full get up, like army clothes, the rifles, cars, people, buildings in perspective, and he's just doing it on the fly with a pen. It's amazing. It's like, how do you do that? How do you
Yeah,
draw
I've seen
people in
that.
perspective, proportionally correct, that fast
with a one go.
just work, just
with a pen.
it's unbelievable.
That's
It's like
like-
he's not human.
there was that I think
Savant.
he was an autistic guy.
That's the word I was looking for. Yes.
There was an autistic guy that took a helicopter flight, I think, over the skyline in New
Yes.
York, and then
I saw that.
from memory just drew the whole thing.
That
What
was
the
astonishing.
fuck?
Yeah.
That was huge.
That was awesome. That blew my mind.
The
I
mental
think
capacity
I think I did see
Yeah.
that.
is unbelievable.
That is crazy as hell.
He did it on like a giant panoramic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm telling you,
people are impressive.
How do
I
you work
can
that out
crush
in your
them.
brain?
I don't know. Well, you said he was autistic, right?
Yeah.
I mean that
Yeah.
whole process is different. So I mean,
Enhanced and
they don't-
super focused. And
Yeah.
Just unbelievable.
I'll crush out some color by numbers every now and then.
My
should have seen
my
My Little
ADD
Mermaid
kicks
one,
in
man.
and I fucking stop.
My kid's so proud of me at how I stay in the lines.
I'm always when you get into a zone.
Yeah.
Like I have one, I don't even know where it is anymore, just for moving around. I did it when I was in Florida. I started this Vegito, who, if you know, he's a character from Dragon Ball Z, where the two main characters fuse up as part of the storyline, make a ultimate badass character.
I saw that.
So on a big level, I'm feeding it in, and I'm all in. Like I'm looking at a picture. A lot of my stuff, unless it looks cheesy, is me looking at a picture. But it's probably like one of my best as far as like line for line copy, hand drawn, and then I got out of my zone. Oh yeah, it's definitely plagiarism. Friends came home, and then disrupted me, and then that was it. And then I'm like, fuck.
You can never get back in that same.
No, and
that
I've
same
looked at it
mold.
before, and I'm just like, that part's so good, I don't want to fuck up the rest. Like, fuck.
It's better unfinished than trying to finish it and fuck up the rest of it.
Maybe,
and not
I don't
look
know.
right.
Like, now I wonder. I mean, I wonder. Like, if I would go back, like,
Well, there was a certain
Find it.
inspiration pushing you to do that in that method and to turn out like that. And you're right, you may not have that. You may not get that back. I've got multiple unfinished things that are in my closet or, in my drafting table or stashed away someplace that I probably will never touch again. happens. I had a graphics teacher in college when I was in landscape architecture at Syracuse, and he had a great hand. He was a really cool artist, and he had this big piece that was this ink piece, and it was kind of like if you're in the city and you're say 15 floors up and you're looking out your window, that's what he drew, right? All their high rises, tall buildings, lots of windows, details in the windows, just really detailed pen and ink, kind of like looking out a window in a city. That was really cool, and he called that one of his unfinished piece, and potentially would be, until he died. I don't know if that was the case or not. I'm really curious about that because he has passed now.
Yeah, did he ever finish?
Yeah, did he? I don't know. Maybe it's all right.
That's another thing too. Why landscape design
Landscape architecture.
or architecture? I'm sorry.
Get it right,
Sorry,
my
God,
friend.
God,
Get it right.
Jesus, out of
He's the mind
what I've
behind
seen you
everything.
do with the airbrush,
Yeah,
and,
all that came
and
after.
everything else, but
Landscape architecture actually pushed me further into the artwork than previously, because of all my drawing, all my notes, doodling in my notebooks through school. It was to a point where, what do I do after high school? What do I go for? I don't know. I remember sitting down with my guidance counselor, and I don't know. Maybe she pulled it out of a hat. Maybe it was just a hot topic at the time. I don't know. But she mentioned landscape architecture. You've got the ability to design, and maybe my grades were suitable for it. I don't know. But it was an opportunity, and I went to a 2-year school. Delhi, New York. It was part of the SUNY system, State University of New York. There was a landscape design program there that was kind of associated with their golf course management and horticulture program. They had I think it was the only 2-year school at the time with I don't know if it was a full 18 hole golf course built into the hills in the Catskills.
nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was just a small town tucked away,
Jeez.
headed out towards Albany near Cooperstown,
Yeah.
west actually of Cooperstown. Nothing to do out there. It was an interesting time, but so yeah, that's got out of there, transferred into environmental science and forestry at Syracuse, and into the landscape architecture program. There's a lot of artwork at the time, drawing plans, sketches, things to convey your ideas of design, and it kind of just snowballed from there, right? The first 2 jobs that I got out of school, I spent about 8.5 years out in northern Illinois working for high-end residential design build landscape contractors, working on just all kinds of different houses, new construction, old. So hand-drawn plans, pencil on paper, old school, which was really cool, and that's really why I liked it and went out there. Just all kinds of sketches. I mean, I think you've seen in one of these portfolios is more of the landscape architecture type stuff, and there's a ton of it. I mean, years of it. It's a lot of pencil and pen in the hand time, which is great. And it was like free reign in terms of design, just free flowing, and just you could be a week just working on one project of totally drafting it out, getting the lines right, getting all the curves right, and just freehanding it and refining it. I love that. That was great. Excuse me.
Damn, that was never suggested to me as a kid at all. That was
I think the only suggestion you got from your guidance counselor, and I think I got the same one, was you might as well just drop out.
yeah, pretty much.
Mine was survive.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you'll make it in the real world. School's not your thing. What got you?
Damn, I didn't even get
What
that.
got you going with the drawing? Like as a kid, like were you a comic book fan? Were you?
No, I
just
never
drew
had a
things
comic
that
book.
you saw.
I had Mad Libs. Maybe that was my comic book, right? That's the only thing that I got on the regular that I can remember. I
Yeah.
never collected anything like that. Garbage Pail Kids, maybe,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it was just it's just the way my brain's wired. I think give me a pencil and I'll start to doodle and draw lines, and I could build a strong picture in my head, but I focus on other things like reading books.
Is that you?
It was. I think it was my
God
stomach.
damn, that was loud.
I had like 3 scoops of mac and cheese for dinner. That was it.
Feast under the table.
You're 3 scoops ahead of me.
No, like
Jesus.
spoonfuls. Maybe I'm just hungry. I haven't had a burrito in like 2 weeks. I know.
Dare you?
I know. I was shaking
How
earlier today driving
dare
by
you?
one.
I almost stopped at Chipotle, but the dentist told me not to eat anything hot. I was like,
Get it without hot
what?
sauce.
She's like, that way. No, she meant temperature wise.
Oh.
So I don't chew my cheek off. I was like, fuck.
I tried getting.
Yeah.
I bought creamy potato salad and chicken. I pulled off rotisserie chicken, and that freaking creamy potato salad got in the hole in my newly whole lip,
Oh.
and stung like a son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
So I can't even eat.
I noticed you have tattoos on your wrist. Do you design your own tattoos when you get them? Or do you let
I do. No,
the artist do it?
No, I don't. I don't let them do it.
Can't let that control go. It's going to
No.
be on your body.
I've actually drawn one, given it to the artist so he could redraw it to make the stencil. And I looked at what he did. I'm like, that is not.
That's not it.
Why did you just trace it? Because if that's you tracing it, I'm second guessing me wanting to get you to tattoo me.
Yeah.
Honestly, so I did it and I redrew it. And doubled it and gave it to him to make the stencil with. So I'm like, you're not putting that on me. No, fuck no.
You know what? I'm just going to stencil it for you.
I will say,
Are those the only two you have?
No.
No, God, no.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I've got some few finger tattoos. I've got
I didn't
these,
notice
which I drew and got tattooed on me in New Zealand when I was there.
Nice.
But I've got a leg piece, chest piece. I got a full back. I've got probably 60 plus hours on me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Was that a business trip or a pleasure trip?
That was actually school.
Oh, really?
It was a study abroad. It was a semester. It was about 4 months. It was 3 of us went down. My program, the program that I was in Syracuse was it was a 5-year landscape architecture program. In the 5th year, I think it was the first semester of your 5th year, you study abroad. It didn't mean you went, across the ocean, just off campus. And you developed a plan and an itinerary of what you're going to do during that period of time. And it's worth credits. It's a full, 17 credits or whatever for that semester. So it's significant. I mean, you don't want to blow it off. So 3 of us went down to New Zealand. There was a group that went to England. There was a group that went to Hong Kong,
Nice.
Turin, Italy, Prague.
Did you have your choice?
Oh yeah,
And
you choose. Yeah,
and
and
you
you have
chose
to come
New
up
Zealand.
with like strong reason as to why you're going to go there and what you're going to study. And the previous semester you developed this entire plan. So yeah, we went down. There was 3 of us, 2 women and myself. We got a fully furnished apartment down in Auckland, New Zealand.
Did you say 2 women in yourself?
Yeah, but there
There
was
you
none of that. But it was
College kid. Okay, it's okay, but to assume that you went to New Zealand way, way, way far away with 2 women in your college years,
Cool. Why
not?
What?
Why with the ones you went with? There's a whole country.
Right.
Go explore.
That's right. Nobody
Fair
brings sand
enough.
to the beach.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So it was very cool though. They shared a room. I got my own room. It was a cool place. And I brought my mountain bike with me and rode all around. But it was a cool place to be because we were just on the outskirts of not even on the outskirts of the city. It's a pretty big city. It's the biggest city in New Zealand. There's about 1 million people, and it's on this it's called an isthmus, where it's a really narrow piece of land that ocean's on both sides.
Yeah.
And that's like the city center, which makes it really cool.
Yeah.
So I got those there, based on like the Maori Polynesian style of artwork, but not trying to copy them, just honor that kind of artwork.
Cultural appropriation wasn't a thing back then because we understood the reason why we did things like that is because we enjoyed it, we embrace it, we like it. We're paying not tribute, but in a sense, like I like it.
Yeah,
I agree with that form of art or whatever else. But sorry, go on.
Yeah, no. I love the Polynesian style of tattoos.
Yeah.
They're amazing, the line work and everything. But while I like it, I'm not going to get it tattooed on me. But this is my representation of it. It's got the fern because that's pretty much their national symbol, and just the shapes is totally based off that Polynesian style. So I just put it in a rectangle and slapped it on my arm.
That's one of my places on my bucket list.
New Zealand?
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
Either New Zealand or Australia, whichever.
Both.
I mean, I've heard
Oh, it's
New
tough,
Zealand
though.
is a great
It's a lot of
experience.
time. Yeah, you can spend
So-
2 weeks in New Zealand easy, and then you would need at least that for Australia.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so
even
big it
depending
is.
on where you go, because it's all coast and it's spread out that you gotta.
There's so much variety in New Zealand, from the
Yeah.
northern tip of the sandy beaches, which is like the Maori like holy ground, and then you go south and there's a snow-capped mountain on the North Island, which is, I think they consider it like temperate rainforest, because there's tree ferns in like the forest. They look like spiders when you look out. It's amazing. And then you get to further south and it's all like geothermal, like Xena Warrior Princess, you know, the whole kind of that steamy pool, the multicolored, that's in this place called Rotorua. Very cool place. I was there. It smells like sulfur when you drive up. It's horrible.
And you were there for how long?
A little over 4 months, maybe 4.5 months or so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I lived in that place for the majority of the time. In the last 10 days, we toured. We drove down to the south, took a ferry across the Tasman Strait onto the South Island, and then we toured the South Island, kind of around the perimeter. We didn't see a lot, but we hit some pretty cool places.
How is the craft beer culture done? No, I'm just kidding.
At that time, I don't know, honestly.
I
But
just drank everything that they gave me.
yeah.
How many people have you had to ask you to, like, design me something for a tattoo?
Oh God.
50, 60 people?
No, probably not that many, but quite a few. Yeah.
And have
How-
you said
how
no
many
to
have gone
every
through?
single person?
No, I haven't. I've drawn quite a few.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Sometimes it's hard. I mean, a lot of people say it, that they want it, but you know, it takes time, and I want to know that they're serious about it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not only like time consuming for you. Like that's a pricey venture. So, buy it. I would assume. If
What
I'm
do you
coming,
mean pricey venture? Like
if
the
I'm
tattoo
coming to
itself,
hit-
or
yeah, the tattoo itself.
Right,
so
right,
so
right,
if I'm coming to him to draw one, I want it to be one that's elaborate and detailed, which I know is going to cost. It's going to be a lot of hours in a chair. So that's a lot of money right there. So to make him do that work, you got to make sure you're ready to spend that money and that time in that chair.
yeah.
I mean, mine was the one on my shoulder was I sat there for 6.5 hours. And that's not even done, and that was years ago. And that's a whole story. He turned racist. Got in trouble.
easy.
Yeah, tattoo.
Wow, that just got deep.
tattoo. It
Hold
was
on.
in Nashua. Like he did great art, but also what I didn't know, which I guess I should have paid attention at the time, was the way that I had designed it was I was looking at it, so I figured it was going to end up that way.
okay.
And then when he traced it and stenciled it, it ended up on the reverse. And I'm like, huh. All right, I didn't think that through. All right. All right.
Well,
Go with it.
he probably should have said something too. I mean,
Yeah.
he realized that this is when I place it on, it's going to be in reverse or something.
Yeah, so for 4, and I designed it, graphic design, like it's my son on my back, me holding him, and then the code to Bushido, the art of fighting, down the center, and of course it's now reversed, so I guess it just tells me to run or something. But
See,
I'm not really sure at this point, but I just haven't gotten back to go get it finished because, I mean, that was $450 for 6.5 hours. So
Sometimes it's hard to. Some people have certain expectations in their head, and they want so many things, you know, relayed into the artwork. And sometimes it's inspiration. Sometimes it's because you don't see a clear solution for it. But sometimes it doesn't work out.
yeah.
Sometimes no finished drawing actually happens. There was one that I was really excited about, this whole floral piece. I think it was a Thumbtack request, and we seemed to have an agreement and pulled references and stuff and kind of reached out sometime later because time really wasn't an issue. And no response, and just kind of went away. I'm like, all right, maybe another time then. But of the ones I've drawn, let's say I've drawn 5 major tattoo pieces, like big pieces, full back, big side piece, something like that. No, we'll say 6 actually. Now that I think about it, only 1 hasn't been done.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's a pretty good record, right there.
I mean, one of them's on me, so
that's
you know, kind of skewed there. But
See, I was
take it though, because you could have not You know what I mean? You could have not went through with it.
Oh god, I could have gone in so many different directions. I just came across these mylars, these plastic sheets. That's kind of like what this is on, which is a good segue because I was going to say, I was going to give you these. These are just the couple initial pieces of line work and illustrations of your logo that you should probably keep to have. But I had these mylar sheets, this plastic, and there's these concepts for my artwork on my back piece, which I was trying to go full Celtic, like the what do they call it, zoological or zoomorphic, so the kind of animal characters that are built into the knotwork and everything. Still the big bold black tree like I have, but artists didn't want to do it. They're like, I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
The knotwork and the repetition and the patterns, and some people don't want anything to do with it. Some specialize in it. So I kind of changed directions, but I have these cool pieces that I'd be interested to do something with. If I have a formal studio in the future, if we build on Audition and I have my dedicated space, they'll probably go up.
Did that ever cross your mind?
What's
like
that?
hooking up with a dude you may know that's a really good tattoo artist and just teaming up with him and like either opening a shop or...
I had a great artist in Wisconsin that I went to that did most of my back and did a lot of my ex-wife's tattoos.
Yeah.
And he actually offered me an internship or an apprenticeship, but it just wasn't working.
Now you weren't looking to do the actual tattooing, were you?
No, and that
you
was
were just looking to
pretty
do...
much my decision. Part of my decision, I was like, no, I don't really want to do tattoos.
See, I mean, I want two tattoos. I just want my kids' names, but I wanted to wait until I got to a point where they're
old enough to know that you suffered for them.
No. I wanted their personalities to develop a little bit so I can incorporate that. I mean, like, all I want is their names on my forearms, but I didn't want to do it when they were born and just get, basic, cursive font or whatever they're doing that everybody gets.
In case you had to give one away.
No, that wouldn't have happened. So I would have got given away before
reflect
that.
their character. Or
Yeah,
personality.
As kids grow, they start to develop personalities, but there are certain things that stick with them through their life, and I'm seeing it in my kids now, and I'm starting to get ideas of things that I want to incorporate in just a name, like that name growing into a little thing. I don't want like complete arm sleeves or anything like that. I just wanted to do something like that, but now I'm finally getting to a point where I can start getting ideas rather than just going a name and doing it later. I want to get it all done at once. I think
that's why I went with the portrait. There was a certain picture that I had that now it's on my arm, of him in like a sweatshirt hoodie with his hood up. That was just like, that's the picture I want, and that's why I went with her. I've already figured it out. It was more of if you ever watch the anime Bleach, which you haven't, you probably haven't either. And I've only seen like a few episodes, or enough episodes, but I don't remember the girl's name. But just her attitude in the show reminds me of my fucking 6-year-old. That I'm like, and even when she was 3, that I'm like, yep, I want her face on that girl, like somewhere on my arm, probably arm-barring her brother or whatever. Some because she can be a bitch. Like, I'm not gonna lie, she's very sweet and very kind, but at the same time she'll fucking stab you in your fucking eye and be like, yeah, what, man? I don't.
In my experience, most females are that way.
That's because you're surrounded by them.
You said I do.
I'm drowning in them.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, so I mean, I've never really like the whole tattoo parlor, like tattoo shop experience, like where you go in and you look at artwork that they did, or that maybe somebody might have contributed to their books and they're doing it. It never sat well with me. Like, I'm not one of those people who's gonna go get tattoos and then be addicted to getting tattoos. I'm not.
Look through all the clip art in the portfolios hanging in for inspiration. Oh, I want the Tasmanian Devil. Yeah, this one here.
Yeah. Like, I don't want a basic arm tribal tattoo, like nothing against anybody who has a tribal band tattoo, but I'm just saying it's very...
No, I know what you mean. Like, I have
It's very
Well, I have
drunken night
plans.
kind of thing, like, to
No,
me.
no, I get that. You don't want a tattoo to say you have a tattoo and be cool. You want something that,
Yeah.
that means something and represents something. That's what I base mine off of. Well, that and money.
That and I hate needles, so
what-
I want, if I'm gonna
that's-
go in and get it done, I want it done like I want it sketched out
It's
right.
such
I
a,
don't-
it's such a good feeling, though.
You know, I hear that same thing. Yeah, and like I said,
not when it's 4.5 hours on an area this big.
Yeah, that's true.
dude,
Yeah,
my dad's entire
bad.
back is done. He got most of it done in Panama when he was stationed there for a little while. He went on a TDY, came back with a giant back tattoo of like a wolf howling at the moon and all this other crazy shit. Entire back. Left with a bare back, came back with a giant inked out back.
It's probably cheap, though.
You know what? I know it was a long time he sat there and did
Yeah,
it.
well, yeah,
Yeah,
but I
no
just mean
doubt.
cheap as far as
Probably.
the time and the place.
Yeah.
They're
Some,
not.
It looks good. I
some
mean,
nice tequila antiseptic.
Yeah.
it's held up over time too. I mean, that we're talking
That's good.
probably.
It's quality stuff. They dig deep with those chisels. Bop, 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 bop. I mean, prison tats last forever.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I don't have any prison tats, but you see them.
But no, I have plans. Like I could go sleeves. I want sleeves. I still got to finish back pieces. I have so many ideas. It's just more of money at this point.
Yeah, I've
Like
got
it's-
two pretty strong directions that I want to go. One of them's probably 3/4 away, drawn out, mostly red, and the Polish Eagle calf piece, similar to my left, but would be on my right, and kind of the reverse. It wouldn't be open black and a little bit of red. It'd be mostly red and a little bit of open black. But that's, I don't know when I'm going to do that. Another one is ravens, like Thor's ravens. Odin's ravens.
Yeah.
What is his name? What is their name? Huggen and Muggen? I may have that wrong. Something like that. Yeah.
Hugging and mugging. Is that an artist? A tattoo artist?
No, those
It's
are
a-
the names of his.
Oh, the Ravens.
Yeah, they
Oh,
feed him
okay.
information.
Oh, no
Heckle
shit,
and
all right.
Jekyll.
Yeah, so when my,
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I do.
so when my girlfriend and I were up on Katahdin 2 years ago,
Oh my God.
Katahdin's like a spiritual mountain to the Indians, like even more so than Mount Washington. And when we got up there, it was windy. We weren't going to be able to do the knife's edge. And these two ravens, they're big. They're a lot bigger than a crow. They were up there, and they were coasting around. They were catching the just in the fog, in the clouds. They were just, and it was windy too. It was probably kicking like 30, 40 miles an hour. Temperature dropped. It was just the clouds rolled in, sat there, and it just turned. And these two ravens were up there, like catching the wind, just kind of hovering in the wind, 5-6 feet off the ground, just standing about 10 feet away. And it was just like, that's absolutely, those are freaking Odin's ravens.
That's awesome.
Yeah, both of us want that.
It's cool when you see that type of shit.
Yeah, it
like
was-
when you're paying attention to the universe. To
Well,
the
it
earth
was
or whatever,
right at the
like,
summit. The summit sign was like right there. There's like that tripod or that kind of sidewalk kind of teepee
Yeah.
sign that they have up there. And it was right there. It was right at the peak. So everything that just kind of came together at that point. It's like, yeah, absolutely.
I think it was the camping trip that we go on, similar to the one that I've gone on with you and others and Carl and Troy.
I'd ask if he could draw an island, but you did an
Dude.
entire lake,
Dude,
like
the whole
schematic.
schematic to spec.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just a scale right here. All
Can,
right.
can you just draw a 4-year-old's version of an island with an X on it?
But
We
the
can-
the island that we go on, usually I'm the first one up. Like no matter what time I go to bed, I seem to be one of the first ones up. And I like to get up, whether other people get up and just go back to bed. I like to get up, go out. It's right on the lake. I just sit there and look out. And I mean, a couple of times you catch eagles flying around. You get the loons going off
Yeah.
early. Like I love going out in nature and actually being aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
It is one of the few times that, because I've always been a city person, like I grew up on military bases, so I've always been in the concrete jungle all the time, and
Could get a gangster, kid.
yeah,
Jesus.
bro. Yeah, I seen some fucked up shit. But the first time I'd ever gone camping was on this island, and it was the same thing. Like I never really had a chance to sit back and like kind of experience what is out there, like getting up early to some hungry ass squirrels. You get to see what nature does
I
for
tend
you.
to be one of the first ones up too, and it's like I'm the past couple of years up at school. I'm pretty sure I'm the one that started the fire in the morning because I want my coffee, and if you're gonna get coffee, you gotta build the fire to heat the water. That's
Yeah.
the way I work. I'm not bringing a stove, so
That's the way we do it too.
yeah. So build the fire, let it heat up, go take a walk, enjoy things like that. Sit on the dock, maybe hopefully with a little bit of sunshine in your face. Sometimes not. Sometimes you're just huddled over that little twig that's just starting to tinder up. But
As long as it's not like
I
that
love
first
that.
year.
Yeah.
That first year was a little rugged. Alex taking the pole to the face.
yeah, that boat ride.
Yeah. Yeah,
I-
even
Oh,
yeah.
this was that same trip. that you
Yeah.
were telling-
I was
oh,
the other
with
one in the canoe with Troy.
Him
Oh,
and
really?
Troy had to row Alex back to safety, to health
Yeah.
after he took the pole to
Not
the
just
face.
whiskey and sewing needle.
No,
No,
not
no.
with that.
That was
No,
a-
no,
that
it was.
That was a dent. That shit opened up.
Wow.
Yeah,
crazy.
it was like a third eye, like just whoop, like it's.
Can you see my future?
It wasn't so much the wound as the what else did it do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, 'cause it was like a
that.
huge.
I felt
Uh,
bad because I thought it was my idea to get one of those or two of those poles to prop up the canopy or the tarp over the fire. So we went. I was one that brought one of the two back, and we propped it up, and that whole series of events happened. One loosened the other, and it came down right on his head. But yeah, that was a crazy night, and just
It was
boating back.
windy as fuck. They're rowing out, catching like the waves off this lake, fucking bucking, taking on
canoe
water.
was taking on water, which I didn't realize how much it was taking on until we actually got to the paramedic on the pontoon boat, and they tried pulling it up, but they couldn't. They had to flip it over to dump the water out to pull it up.
Jesus.
Damn.
So we
Yeah, it
weren't
was
making
fucking
it
crazy.
to Squam Lake's boat launch. We may have made it to that island that was halfway. It's some little private island with this cool little cabin on it.
Yeah.
We would have made it there, but that's as far as we were probably going. And I don't know that either of us realized that. One, because Troy's in front, and he's not seeing the water in the back. Alex is damaged in the middle, and I'm in the back, and I'm seeing all the water. I'm trying to steer and paddle. Yeah.
And not freak anybody out.
It wasn't even like that. It was just like time is like...
Yeah, you don't have time to not even look at that. It's just
Yeah, you're just
move.
doing
Yeah.
you're doing what you're doing, and you've got a goal, and you're just gonna keep doing it until you reach that goal, or
Yeah.
not. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I kind of like those moments. Like, I mean, it sucks and it's scary, but it's kind of like a.
Those moments that test, can
It
you
only
push forward?
Yeah, well, because you only
Yeah.
have that moment. Like, you're not thinking about anything else. Like,
Right.
it's just that, just there.
You're 100%
You
there.
can't be anywhere else except for that moment, that time. Like, I enjoy that. Like, I enjoyed that. Like with the CrossFit workouts. Like, I know the Opens just started. I fucking see the pictures and I'm like, fuck, man. Like I want to get there. So like,
I got like 5 jokes
hey,
running through
go
my
ahead.
head right now.
What do you want to say?
You just like looking at them from afar?
Yeah.
You like
Out the
thinking
window.
about working out
That's why I go to Able. I'm like,
as you
look
pick up
over.
your beer? Do you
Just like,
sit outside of Able and watch them
Listen for
flip
that.
tires?
How'd you do at 18.1?
I did all right.
What was the workout? I should start there. If for those that don't know CrossFit or CrossFit, they do an open every year.
You're
that
looking at me.
Everybody, yeah, because he knows what it is.
Yeah, because I don't.
Right, so that's what I'm telling you.
Make eye contact.
So every year they do what's the open. Everybody can register for the open, and if you make it through enough, you can get to the games. Like that's what it is. Like that's how you get to the
it's the Hunger
CrossFit
Games for CrossFit.
basically.
Yeah, so this was what they call a 20-minute AMRAP, as many rounds as possible, of 8 toes to bar, 10 hang clean and jerks.
Whoa.
With a 50-pound dumbbell.
He doesn't know what you just said there.
So it's essentially,
Well, I mean,
you're holding it at,
clean and jerks
say,
might be
like
different.
you're holding it straight with your arm to like your knee, right? And then you got to get that to your shoulder and press it out straight up above your head, 5 per arm. So 10 total. So 8
So
toes
it's
to bar,
dumbbell.
10 dumbbell, 50-pound RX,
Jesus.
and then 14 calorie row. Many rounds as possible. So I did 9 rounds and then 26 reps beyond that. So 314 total reps in 20 minutes. But I was doing it by myself on a Sunday. I had hoped to have done it with like Mark or Austin, but I wasn't feeling well on Friday, and Saturday I didn't make it there when Mark did it. So I feel like I probably could have done better, but whatever. I'm not going to retest. I'm not like that. I did the work. I'm happy with my score. Move on.
That's how I usually start my Sundays.
But yeah.
No.
I enjoyed it though. I mean, I did like it. It was just
Clean
a
and
grinder.
jerk.
Clean and
12
jerk.
ounces.
12 ounces.
Nothing technical, just work. Grind it out.
I admire I've seen the CrossFit. I've gone and watched him do a competition. Like, I admire the people who can do that. It's so much better. Gets them in the lip.
Yeah.
The hole in the lip.
Yeah, straight to it.
Help you get drunk faster. I mean,
So you mentioned Squam, right? And nobody's seen this yet, and it's not going to be too visible. And by the time whenever this is played out, the people will probably have them. But every year at Squam, the people who go have made a tradition of, one, bringing giant turkey legs to the camp out to cook, one for everybody, and they're like 2-pound turkey legs. They're massive. They're like
fair style turkey
total
legs.
Renaissance fair style. I buy them out of Texas. So that's cool. And then 2, the people who go get a patch, right? That just artwork by me representing maybe the events that happened at the time. Like, I know there's one around here.
Yeah, it's right.
every patch is different.
Oh yeah,
It's right there.
Every year it's different.
Every year it's going to be different. So that one's got
that's
like
awesome.
the rough waters, the turkey leg, the oars, and the Harry Potter scar left on Alex's forehead.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and the background image is an actual photo that I took that year and just played with it digitally, right?
Yeah.
So this is
Oh,
this
really?
year's.
Turkey leg. Waters look calmer.
A bit, yeah.
Is that a hatchet?
Yep.
Nobody got hatcheted, right?
No, that's my hatchet.
All right.
That's
All right. Just making sure
Nobody
nobody.
lost their limb,
I
right?
did get my
Nobody-
finger that morning, but yeah.
That's awesome.
Man.
Hold on. I don't know. If
Oh,
I
and
have-
that's bottom
I
right
don't
hand
have it
corner.
on.
That's
It's a water
Paul's.
bag, right?
It's actually like a wine sack from Spain. It holds like a bottle.
Wow,
and a half in
really?
it. So yeah, he had that full of red wine, which Carl almost drowned on. But
Oh.
yeah, so it was awesome. So it's got like this cap, right, and you can open it like a water bottle type thing, right? And you just hold it up and you squeeze it, and it shoots in your mouth. Well, he took that cap off, and it was like the hole, like the size of my pinky, right? So it's pretty big.
Yeah.
Carl pulled that butt, squeezed it, and it just like but just filled. He just filled right up, and he was going to spit it out because we had drank all the Able, and we only had like whiskey and wine left, so he didn't want to waste the wine, and
That's funny shit.
he didn't have anything to drink after that for a little while. Just let that settle.
We'll have to remember that.
I just find it amazing that
coming
a beer guy and they ran out of beer.
Oh, we drank. We had a fair amount. We opened it like maybe a half mile out. We stopped the boats. I was in one boat, like a rowboat, and they were both in a canoe, and we opened up some victories and cheered and
Nice.
chugged half our beers and carried on. But
I will be bringing some of those.
teaser.
I will be bringing some of those this year when we go.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go broke just bringing different beers.
I'm not bringing different beers. I think I'm going to bring a couple 4-packs of Victory. Maybe 2 and 2 of the Burn the Ships and the Victory. And then go through the normal amount of Budweiser. We go through stupid amounts of 30 packs. All that cheap beer.
I think last year we had, well, maybe the year, oh, not this past year, but the year before that, the first one. Carl brought, I don't think they didn't have the cans yet. So he brought
Burn the Ships?
He brought all
Yeah.
the quarts.
Yeah.
Those fuckers would weigh
Yeah, I
down
know
that
that's
boat.
what we had.
Yeah, he had a box of them.
Did you guys row out again? All canoes again?
Yeah, my boat was borrowed from my sister, which was kind of like a wide canoe.
Yeah.
I can't remember the brand, but it's got built-in oars, so you can use it like a canoe, or you can. But the seating was funky. I don't know what that was about, but or you can row it. So I thought it'd be a good boat because it carries some gear. 2 people can double up in the long canoe. I think Paul's canoe was like 14 feet.
No bad winds or anything?
No, it was a beautiful day when
It's
we
like,
went
because
out.
even going back, there was a couple spots where that wind was coming
Yeah,
in
no,
where
the wind was
where
kicking
Bruce
that
and
day.
I were like trying to cut across, and it's like, oh, we're going in. Oh, shit.
Save the beer.
Settle down. This is leaving. We didn't have anything.
Heading home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like
Yeah, it
we
was-
we must boat out and let's try to find the best path to do that. Are we going to fight the wind and cross it and then try to go against the wind and up to where we came from the long way, or do we just go with the wind to the bottom of the lake, the south end, and hope to thumb somebody down and get a ride back to our cars?
That's pretty much what we did.
We were weighing down when we went
That
out.
was a much more enjoyable ride,
Yeah. Yeah. It was,
especially after the night before. Like, no, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah. It was, let's go this way. No?
It's definitely an
Ain't
experience when you go
happening.
camping like that.
Yeah, but it was cool, and I appreciate even going because it introduced me to Carl, to sit and talk with you guys more, and sit and talk with Troy more. Like I really enjoyed that trip, and it. I
It's a
don't know, I
different
think
experience.
I've got
Yeah,
a
it was
video
just-
clip of
it
you
was
going
just-
off at the fire at late at night, going like really excited into some like UFC talk. I don't remember what it was about, but it was a short clip, and
God damn it.
all you hear is Joe.
Talking about like Dos Anjos or
It's
whatever.
dark. You just see the glow of the fire, maybe a few faces, and you just hear Joe talking. He's going off. Yeah.
About UFC, yeah, you got to be careful about that. You can't bring up the wrong fighter during
excited, yeah.
when he gets drunk.
there's not a lot at that point. There was not a lot going on that I had a lot to talk about. That was one of them. So that's why I went off. I don't know what to tell you.
And you guys had all the you drank all of Bruce's. What did he
Oh
bring?
my god, dude, that Moscow Mules. That's holy fuck.
Yeah, it was-
That introduced me to Moscow Mule. That's where I had it also.
I've
That was
still yet
delicious
to
as
have
shit.
one.
Yeah, we missed out on
Dude,
that. I'm bummed.
went-
you were not there.
I went out with a friend and went to order one, and they said, "Well, we don't have the tin cups. All we have is these little like glass, like
Yeah, the copper
cappuccino
cup.
looking."
Oh,
Yeah, they didn't have the copper cup, and I'm like, I don't want it because I've heard that's how they come, is in the little tin or copper cups.
Yeah.
And I want the full experience. I've never had one, so
Yeah.
don't give it to me in a glass cappuccino
Yeah,
cup.
do it right.
yeah. No, they just a lot of stuff that night, and even talking with like Sam, like it was a great conversation with them. Like it was fun to talk with people that had a lot of same interests. Like after like I don't know, my interests have changed over the years, so it's like not knowing what other people's interests are, or even like people that I hang out with, like
Yeah.
you don't know what their interests are because you're too focused on like families or work or something else that you don't get to have those conversations to sit back and even have conversation with somebody else that you don't know, and it's like oh you like the same shit.
a
I'm
good
like
mix of
oh
people
nice
and,
dude, like
yeah.
it was just
Yeah.
it was a lot of stuff, and like it was fun sitting with. I had a lot of fun with Carl, like just having conversations with him. Like I think if we didn't have that, like I wouldn't be able to do a lot of things that I've been able to do with his help.
And he's inspirational
So,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
He's really easy to talk to too.
Yeah.
Like you,
Intelligent, driven,
yeah.
analytical, but just a good guy.
Yeah, but it was I don't know, it was cool. I really appreciate it. Like I hold that as a
Come
high
back.
point in my life. I was supposed to last year.
Yeah, got the shit. Get on it.
Stop being lazy.
So many late.
I'm so busy with all this podcast
but
stuff.
it wasn't just him, man. There was
my,
six or
my
seven
grandmother
guys.
died,
that-
and I bought a house, bro.
Yeah, that's a
Can
lot.
I?
Excuses.
Can I? What?
Excuses.
It's
Is
just
that how you're gonna live your life from now on? Just
No,
making
because I don't have
excuses?
any more grandmothers to die, so I should be all right.
So Carl and I talked about this this last time, and we're going to set this date, and we're going to hold it fast, and whoever makes it, and that's that. You know, it is what it is. Life happens, but it might be a little bit earlier, and it'll be consistent, so we can plan for it like way ahead. I should get on that actually. Because I want the same campsite. And part of the reason that this is designed the way it is because I had to kick two different groups out of our campsite that weekend. One group was set up camp when we got there. We pulled in.
Whoa.
And I'm like, who are all these people? And it was like two teachers and some kids, like teenagers, 5 or 6 maybe. Just an overnight. They're camping. You know, the canoed out. They're going to camp on the island. Yeah, and they're like,
right.
and I was like, "You have this reserved?" I mean, I reserved this like 7 months ago. And they're like, "Yeah, here." And they showed me their reservation, whatever. But it was just for a single night. It was for that night, that Friday night. So they double booked. The campsite had double booked that site.
Oh,
I had
dumb
paid for
fucks.
2 nights.
Yeah.
You know, significant costs, right? I mean, it's not insignificant, but
it's not cheap to,
It's a cost.
to reserve,
Yeah.
especially.
It's a
ahead of
cost. It
time.
don't matter what it is.
we
It's a
know.
cost.
Yeah, it is
so
a cost.
and we got out there, and it's like, all right, let's try to find some resolution here. I'll go see if somebody's at the caretaker cabin, and check the other sites and see how many people are actually on the island, because there's 4 campsites on that island and the caretaker's cabin. They weren't there. Went to the north side, and there was, I think, one group of guys, so like 3 guys, and then the other sites were kind of separated from where they were, so you've got some privacy. So I pretty much told them, like, this is kind of a tradition thing. We got this site, got it for 2 nights, and they were amiable, and they broke down camp. I mean, they were literally they were set up. All their tents were set up, and they were like looking for food and stuff. And
Jesus.
I don't know that they had a fire going yet. That was the only thing. So they broke down camp. They loaded up their canoe, which I didn't expect, because there are trails, and I thought they'd just hike down and carry their stuff. But they totally packed up, totally loaded their canoe, and canoed around to the other side and set up at one of the campsites. So then we set up, and by that time Troy had just got there. And then I don't think it was 2 nights. Troy didn't say the second night. So yeah, it was that same night. Later that night, we're sitting around. Paul bust out some burritos that he brought. So we got them in foil on the fire. We set up a nice little oven. Yeah, it was like fantastic. I'm like, I want a burrito right now, absolutely. It wasn't quite right to have the turkey legs. We were going to wait for the second night for that.
Who doesn't want a burrito cooked on an open fire? Like, that's brilliant.
So these 2 guys start walking around from the other camp, and they're walking the trail, and the campsite is just off the trail, and they're whistling, whatever, making like little bird noises, and Troy starts
Fucking with him back.
Parakeeting back, chirping back. It goes back and forth, and Troy's like, hey, how you doing? Come on over. Right? Something like that.
We're having burritos.
We're friendly guys. Come on over. So they did, and they were drinking or whatever, and we got into this, talking about all kinds of things, and the one guy was really weird. He was just quiet, and he was just like looking at Paul. Right? He was standing next to him. He was just like looking at him. It's like, I saw it. Paul definitely felt it. He felt uncomfortable.
Jesus.
And then somebody offered him, I think maybe just try to be accommodating, or just, loosen it up. Paul offered the one guy a burrito. I'm like, no,
we are not giving up the burrito.
So it's like, right when he said that, I'm like, no. And I'm like, good to meet you guys. Reached out my hand, shook both of their hands, and it was like, have a good night. Sent them on their way, because it was awkward. It was weird. It was longer than it should have been. And we were just about to eat, and it was 4 burritos. There's 4 of us. I'm not gonna split a fucking burrito with this guy. I don't know.
Some strangers.
Yeah, hell no.
You bring your own fun,
This is my
motherfucker.
weekend.
That's how you survive in the woods.
Go back to your site, have a good time, and
We hunted these wild burritos.
leave us be. So part of this was like defend your camp. Right?
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
Twofold. So
That's awesome.
What a difference of the first year. There was nobody there.
Yeah.
Like it was like.
Well, it was late.
It was late in the season.
They
It was,
pulled the docks.
it was
That's why
after
the concrete poles were out and accessible. It's because that's part of the fucking dock.
Yeah, it was the dock poles that hold them together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, filled with cement.
It's galvanized steel filled with cement.
I think we went after that Columbus Day that's in October. I think it was after that, and they pulled the docks Columbus Day weekend, and we went like the weekend after.
Yeah.
I mean, weather was rainy. It was rainy. I was wet. I did not plan for wetness.
You got cold that night.
Wet. Yeah, it was cold. My feet were
30s.
cold. I brought a change of socks, thank God. But it was cold. I will be very much.
Wait.
Probably
You went
over-proclaimed?
camping for a weekend, and you're thinking
It was
God
a night.
that you
It was a
had
night.
a night.
It was
you didn't go for the whole
night.
weekend. Okay.
Nah, man, and it was very like, don't bring anything. Like, what do you want me to bring? I got all this shit. What do you want me to bring? Well, no, we're just taking canoes out, so bring little. All right, well, I got a cooler. Like, are we putting
Sleeping in
food in here?
tents?
Like, what are we doing? Like,
It's not like when we go.
no,
when you
it's not
pack for 5 days.
It's not a
and-
5 day I mean, it's on an island, but it's not 5 days with nobody's gonna come touch you unless you're too loud. Nobody's sneaking up on your campsite because we're on the big island. Like it was a very different experience. Yeah. But I mean, I didn't mind.
That's
I mean,
cool.
we've had rain before. There was one year. We went in like in August, and the first night we were there, it was thunderstorms, it was hail, and then it rained all weekend, and we're there for 5 days, and it just basically rained every day except for the Monday that we were leaving.
That's
and
rough.
It was so nice.
Beautiful morning,
So nice,
drinking his coffee out by the lake, going, damn.
I've been through
Good
days
morning
of
to
rain.
leave.
But
We used to camp as kids. We'd go to Allegheny State Park down in just north of Erie, Pennsylvania, essentially, right at the state line.
Yeah.
It's a nice park, and we'd always go camping there as kids with the family. 10 days. It was always 10 days every year. And there was days where there was a lot of rain. You know, you're underneath the tarp playing cards or whatever, you know, not doing much, but trying to entertain yourself, trying to stay dry.
Yeah,
Get the shit away from the edge of the tent.
Yeah, now it's like as long as you plan for it, you bring the right. Like I want to go like that winter camping. I want to get gear for it, but I want to actually go.
That shit's
and, like,
expensive, man. Ask Trisha.
It is. Oh, I know.
Winter
No.
winter camping is crazy expensive. Getting the right
Yeah,
tents,
it's the right
getting the
sleeping bags.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Well, it seems like you can do pretty well with just a really good zero bag and maybe a tarp over you like a bivvy. And
Yeah, Carl slept outside.
you did.
in
He
his
did this last
fucking
time
bivvy,
too.
Did he?
Yeah.
It's
I
just
built a
a
fire and he's still in his little
camouflage bivvy
army
sleeping bag.
Yeah.
That was it. That's what he had. And it's like you wake up in the morning. Whoa, shit! You're fucking out here. Like, whoa,
caterpillar
What
waiting for
the
spring.
fuck.
I want to ask about this gas tank.
Yeah.
Before we
Can you
run
pick
out of
it
time.
up?
Yeah. Well, I can't. No.
Your
I
little,
reach
your little arms.
Oh no, we just talked about CrossFit shit, man. I'm not into that.
You build fences. That's manual
I do.
labor.
It is manual labor.
You should have some muscles.
I do have some muscles, but they're like
Oh my god.
they're like individualized. Now, okay, I want to ask about this because this looks amazing. Did you get this initially to put on, like, to do a
Something.
bike?
No.
Or did you just get this as a canvas?
No,
and you're like,
I have the other half. I bought it at Chicago Cycle
Is the
Show.
other half done too?
It started. I did it as a demo piece.
Okay.
In like pearls and flake and just like traditional flame, like green and purple. But
If we can, we'll put a picture of it. If you don't mind putting a picture up with the episode notes. But this thing is sick, and I can't stop looking at it. There's like so much.
Careful, don't
Like
scratch that.
looking at, like
it's
there's so much detail to it.
it's,
So
it's cleared. It's protected. It's Sharpie.
Oh, okay.
It's Sharpie on a white base, but I have a flat clear over it to protect
Matte
it.
clear,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I was concerned about.
now, do you know what this is from? Is this just like a fabricated gas tank?
It was meant for like I think an early mid '90s Harley.
Yeah.
With extended tanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a custom extended tank, so
That's awesome.
So I bought it at it's just like parts for demo painting. I thought at one point that maybe I could do something and then market it for somebody who had that year of bike or whatever. But it was like I'm not going to bother because I'm probably not going to get rid of this. I don't think.
Now you have a bike, right?
I do, yeah.
Do you have a custom paint job on your bike, or
I do. Yeah,
drawn by you?
It's kind of like this helmet here. Actually, it's a black metallic pearl with a lot of silver leaf and copper leaf. I essentially gilded the tank and the bags.
Nice.
It's all Celtic style.
Nice.
So
Now, initially, I thought that was the Punisher. That's not the Punisher, right?
it's not. No, the artist. His name's gonna elude me now, but that's his piece that I drew on there.
Yeah.
Essentially freehand. It's Sharpie, so it's Sharpie pen, Sharpie marker.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It almost looks like Jim Lee, but not. Sorry.
Is that Stanley's brother?
No.
No.
What the? How dare you?
I'm just messing with you.
How
I'm just
dare you, sir?
Look at how angry he gets.
You know who Jim Lee is? He's coming to the Boston Comic Con.
Yeah?
I almost nutted.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. When I saw it, I was
Almost?
like, oh, man.
I love his style.
Oh, fuck
Did
yeah.
you potentially bring a change of pants?
I would bring a change of pants and Batman comics that I have that he drew.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. Are you out of your mind? Yeah, you want to see it?
Sign this!
Absolutely.
Turns into a 5-year-old girl looking for his...
You damn right I would. Jim Lee?
Okay,
Dude, is
all right.
amazing. You don't even know who it is.
I mean, I know the
dare
name. I do.
The
I just...
creator of the Wildcats with Rob Littlefield.
Oh, okay. I mean, I
That
know a
don't mean
little
shit to you, you know?
It does a little bit.
How
Like,
dare
I've had
you,
enough
sir.
conversations with you to know the name. But I'm not
So
as
there
deep
was a
into
few
it as you.
pieces. That was one. This helmet was one, and a couple others actually that I, as part of my day job, working in City Hall. There was art on the wall in City Hall of the National Arts Program. So employees relatives of employees or past employees can enter their artwork in 3 different categories.
Turn around.
It's cool what you're
Professional, intermediate, and amateur, and then there's age ranges. And I submitted all of those into that National Arts Program competition. They didn't seem to do well, and maybe it's more because that seems to be like photography and like traditional painting and like charcoal artwork and stuff like that. So, but I would think they would have, like, maybe they don't understand the work that goes into it, or just,
No,
you know,
that's
like
gorgeous.
this, like how many people can gild, how many people can
That's
use.
World of Wheels material. I won the World of Wheels once.
That's awesome.
Appreciate that. So
That's gorgeous.
it's just so I don't enter stuff in that anymore. The thing that actually did the best was one of my botanical illustrations that my boss bought afterwards. I think I won the first place in that professional category that year, and I've gotten a People's Choice Award for this Japanese no mask that I did. But yeah,
But yet you're here.
where?
in
He's
New Hampshire.
fascinated. He's
between-
fascinated by this. How
like-
people so talented and creative
But not
end
even
up
that,
here
like-
in New Hampshire.
Yes.
He doesn't understand.
Out of a small state, like something like this, like the level that you could do, if you were in like California somewhere, or somewhere like California, they have a lot of money. Seattle maybe, where
He
there's a
went to
lot of like
Illinois,
some
man. He was in Illinois.
Upper West Side, East Side. I don't know, to end up here when you're not from here. That's what I find fascinating. Same thing with like Carl and Mike, who have a successful business. Abel has one of the best beers in New Hampshire, at least in my opinion.
Oh,
probably
definitely
yours.
my opinion.
And I don't say
All
that
of
because
them.
they're 5 minutes down the road, because there's so many now. Like and after trying so many now, like I consider them like a staple in the beer community.
They're a
if you
standard for
will.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's how I like, especially Burn the Ships. Like if I taste another smoked beer, like I'm looking for that similarity, if they can even capture that.
Yeah, right.
But it's just interesting to me that I'm not from here either. So to see people that are levels beyond come here, I don't know. It's like, why? Like, not why. Like, I hate it because I've moved away twice and have come back twice. There is something about here, but it's just funny because it's such a small state that people come here with that have no ties, and then just
You just know cool people, that's all.
like
I've met a ton. Like the people we've met since we've started doing this is crazy. A lot of them though aren't. He's right. A lot of them aren't from originally from here. I mean, I consider
even,
myself originally.
even Roger Tilton's not from here.
No, he's not. I consider myself from here just because I've lived more of my life here than not. But I've traveled just because my dad was in the military. I was born on the West Coast. I've been everywhere, but I've spent most of my life here. I mean, we were at the last base that was in New Hampshire before it closed down, and then I ended up back here somehow. So I mean, this is my type of place, though. I love everything about this area. You're closer than like Mike is or Carl is from. You said New York, right?
Yeah,
So-
just southeast of Buffalo, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he's closer than them. Mike's from the West. He's from California, and Carl's from
Maryland.
Maybe it's
So-
just a similar outlook that people have to when they look at where we are, you know, just the accessibility to things, ocean, major cities, mountains, beach. You
I think
know,
the
it's just-
living style around here is attractive to a lot of people. I mean,
Yeah.
people.
That's why I
This is a
came
tough.
back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough style of living around here. I mean, there's not a lot of weak people that come from New England, if you think about it. I mean, it's the attitude that people carry around here, the way they live their lives, the values that they all hold to that strong.
Yeah, I would agree with
You
that.
know, so I mean, I think it's more of an attractive place than you think it is.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, to me it is, I guess, weirdly, because when I was a kid, after moving here from, it was probably the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like sixth time that I moved throughout my childhood. I came here as I think I was 16. Yeah,
Damn,
yeah, I moved around a lot, and I wasn't.
that's not a lot.
Uh,
I think by 3 years old, I had moved 6 times.
Fair enough. But my family wasn't in the military. Yours was.
That is pretty
right?
amazing.
So we'll go with that route. And then to move here after settling on roots where I was previous, then to move here, start over again. Just wasn't feeling it. Like just a lot of anger, resentment. It was more internal stuff that going through fucking environment that I was dealing with. So I didn't like it. So I moved to Florida for a while, but it was after I had made friends and settled down roots. So then when I was about to turn 21, it was an important point in my life where it's like, I'm an adult. I want to go back and celebrate that half with my friends. So I came back, and then after I met my wife and we were together for a while, there was a point where I was like, I think we needed a change. So we moved to Pennsylvania for a while, give you a little refocus, you change, you learn some new things, and then come back again. And it's like, I'm meant to be here. And it's like, I have 3 close friends all in drunk walking distance.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
I don't know that it would have come out here
perfect.
if my brother hadn't, because he moved out here. I don't know even how long it's been now, maybe 15 years, maybe longer.
Wow.
And then my sister followed a few years after that, after she got out of medical school and residency out of Erie, Pennsylvania. And her and her husband both got jobs out towards Greenfield, and I was all alone on the other side of Lake Michigan, so
Damn.
decided to try it out.
Go move near family.
Yeah. And I liked visiting. I liked the area, so I figured, why not?
Yeah.
So here I am.
Shortly after I graduated, my only immediate real family moved back to Oklahoma. So I was kind of here by myself. So my family is pretty much friends and people I've grown to, have relationships with throughout the years, and the close people that are near me. So this is my, I call New England my home no matter what anybody says. I know I'm dark for this area, but this is my home.
Dark.
Don't look at me. You should see me in the summer.
Nah.
It's because he works outside. Don't want to fool you.
Dark.
Thanks for coming. I find it funny that you were apprehensive about it. Just having a conversation. I don't know. I don't think about this part of it. I just so used to talking now, which is weird because I never used to talk before.
Yeah.
I was that not antisocial, but antisocial. I didn't talk to anybody. I just did my own
quiet.
thing. And now, since
Pretty much myself as well.
since being back from Pennsylvania and having different outlooks on things and listening to podcasts and then doing different things, CrossFit, I think coming back to Merrimack and meeting Troy and then joining the gym, which led me to you guys, to Carl, to Abel, to other beers, to this, it's cool to reflect on where points have changed direction, where the path has gone.
Yeah.
And
Things
then
have happened and why. And
not care so much
result of
about tomorrow, but look back at where I've been and at least know that I'm all right as long as I stay where I'm going.
You said it best right there. All right. On that
Don't
note,
cry,
let's go.
buddy.
I'm not crying.
I'm out of beer. I gotta wrap
Well,
this up.
that's why I'm crying.
I know. I
'cause
am.
you're out of beer.
Me too. Again, thanks for coming, dude. It's been a pleasure.
Always welcome.
Thank you for the logo. If people want to see your artwork, can they follow you on Instagram? Are they allowed to?
yeah, Instagram is some artwork. There's definitely some things on there, and when I do more, it'll be on there. But it's kind of like my perspective in life, right? Facebook, Handigitous Custom Artworks. You'll find my artwork, probably the more recent stuff. I do have a website which I've ignored for a few years, so there's a fair amount of work on there. Goes way back. Handigitous.com.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Cheers, friends.
Cheers.
Empty. Damn it.
Who cheers is who does a cheers or a
That
toast
was a
with an
depressing
empty
cheer.
beer? That was.
You shut your face.
Why don't you fill that with
Wrap
tears?
it up.
All right.